of my hand. When it all goes to hell, will you still be my friend? My face to the sea and my back to the land. And if you can't come with me, I'll understand. I'll understand. Can we meet in the dark? We don't have to say much. And if you have to go, have to go. If we didn't know what we know. The end of the world at the palm of my hand.
Yep. So I'll have you start with your name and when you worked here, maybe what you did for it.
My name is, do I say my last name or no?
You can, man.
Okay. My name is Jill Radke. I worked here from 1993 until 96, and I was a resident assistant on second shift. The stories that the residents would tell you, like say, like during bath time or shower time, you know, they would really open up. Even if they would be walking in the hallway, they would come and, you know, bother you, or not really bother you, but get your attention in the nurse's station and just talk, and old stories that I never even knew that existed, you know, especially back in their younger days.
My name is Ginger Blem, and I worked here from 1987 till 2006. I was the activity coordinator here. Just loved it. I just loved the people. I loved everybody here. They were always so good. I mean, we had our ups and downs like everybody does, so I'm not trying to make it, you know, like it was a love land, but I mean,
it was a big family.
It was a big family, yeah. Mm-hmm. You know?
And
And I'm Tina Cruz, worked here from 2002 to 2016. So I was an RA, so I did cares and trained most RAs, including that one there. But so I did all the cares, getting all the residents to activities and from activities. She always loved when I worked because I would do that part of my job.
Yeah.
I'm Steve Drinkwine. I started here in 1996, and I worked here until 2014 when my job was terminated. So anyway, but I, you know, was the painter here and the maintenance man, so I've been in every nook and cranny of this building.
which probably leads right into my next question. What are some of your fondest memories of Melanoma?
I guess it was working with the staff that was here and the residents that made up quite a bit of it. One of the reasons why I say the residents, because a lot of times we were their family. So, you know, we treated them with respect and dignity and everything else that you would with your own family.
When you worked here and what you did here?
Deidre Jerding. I really don't remember what year I started. I'm going to say maybe 2006, somewhere around there. And I left in 2014. And I was an RA, trained by her.
Oh boy.
I know.
What were some of your fondest memories here?
Oh, outside of her, all the staff. You've already heard it because I heard you say, you know, yes, we were a big family here. And that's what made coming to work fun. And the residents too.
A lot of fun.
A lot of fun, yeah. The activities that were put on, like Country Western Days out in the front, and the whole neighborhood loved it. We've had a lot of fun. We will get to the turkeys. We had a dunk tank, you know, where staff got dunked and yeah, we had a lot of fun here. It was great to come to work. We didn't.
Name and when you worked here, and what your job title was.
My name is Debbie Schwegel, and I was hired here in 1984, April 1st, I believe, of 1984, as the nursing supervisor of the CBRF program. And I became the administrator in 1988 when the facility was purchased by Heidi Health System.
And when did you?
Oh, I stayed here until my sort of retirement in 2014.
And that's a long time.
That's 31 years.
Wow. So in 31 years, that's a lot of time. Is there like a memory, like a fond memory that you will always remember from your time here?
Oh, I have a gazillion fond memories.
Yeah, let's hear some.
I mean, this place is just, the building is just ripe with history. That is, I love history, I love old stuff, so a big old building is right up my alley. And our residents here were amazing, wonderful people who had, for the most part, difficult lives. And I like to think that we made their lives a little bit better, affording them some space and some privacy and good care and lots of companionship with each other and with staff, because my staff was awesome. I was blessed with wonderful staff, and they were very good to the residents. You know, they really got connected. When I went to nurses training, they said, you know, you can't get connected, you can't get attached to your patients. And when I was in a position to be hiring people, I told them, if you're not going to get attached to your patients, I don't want you here. So I took kind of a different angle on that you need to care enough to be attached. And yes, they might die and bad things might happen, but that's life and you deal with it.
What do you think of when somebody says Mount Washington residents? Is there an image that comes to your mind right away?
Well, when I first started working here, I told my parents, I said, well, if you guys, you know, ever get old and need help, you know, I want you to come and stay here and I'll take care of you. But that was, you know, long time ago.
What do you hope that people will remember most about the Mount Washington that you used to work at, the Mount Washington that existed before that, about the Mount Washington that's going to exist even past that?
Oh, I hope the story behind it, the beauty of it, the views, obviously. If the walls could talk, kind of a thing. I mean, it would say it all, from the good times to the bad times.
Well, that's like the biggest memory I have of, you know, of working here was to interacting with everybody, you know, as everyone knew me, everyone liked me. It was, you know, it was a fun place to work, you know, because you had fun people here, including residents. The struggles would be mainly in the wintertime when something with the heating system would break down. And you got a building full of people, you can't let them get cold, you know, and so it was quite a challenge sometimes to try to figure out what went wrong and how to fix it and how expensive it was going to be. And sometimes, you know, like pump motors and etc., $600 a crack. So, but that was probably the most difficult thing is, you know, was the mechanical part of the building. You know, we sprung a leak on the roof one time here, and it was kind of a simple fix. It was, you know, a sump pump and a hose and an electric cord, and as fast as water came on, the water went off. So, until we could get someone here to fix the roof. So, that was another one of the challenges.
If there's one thing that I've noticed about you is that you took a lot of pride in your work. I've seen your name in places where people wouldn't see them unless they moved somewhere. You have pointed things out to me that unless you worked here for as long as you did and spent as much time as you did caring for this building, you wouldn't know about it.
Well, I guess it's one of the things is the ground floor elevator front. You know, that there was designed by me and built by me, and along with the rest of the elevator fronts on all 3 floors. And then plus all the work that I did remodeling bathrooms, and you know, it was quite a challenge on all of it. But you know, I was able to do it, and I had the knowledge to do it, and that was the main part of getting things done. And I was proud of it.
You ever feel overwhelmed?
Well, if I was overwhelmed, I'd come up to the penthouse and breathe.
It's good for that, isn't it?
Yeah. So being overwhelmed, yeah, you'd get overwhelmed once in a while. But, you know, tomorrow was a different day.
Director, you were kind of the chauffeur, it sounds like, to some respect as well.
Yep, well, I also was the volunteer coordinator. I was a one-man band, okay, a one-man department. So whatever happened in there, I had to take care of it. And I would get some volunteers who were excellent. Jerry Schloff was my top-notch one. And if I had to get off the bus and go into a building or something, I would trust her implicitly with the residents there until I got back. You know, so I always had to have people with me in case we had a breakdown, which we did a couple times. One was at night over in Altoona. But we were over there and the bus broke down. It was Christmas time and we were going to see the lights, or you know, everybody's beautiful things that they put out for us to view. And the bus just stopped. So I went to a house and they let me in, and so I called, and so they called the police then, and the police came. Well, we got the bus down the hill, and so everybody's got to go to the bathroom. It's just like kids. So the police officers were taking them down to the police station to go to the bathroom, and we got home in time. Next day I get a call from one of the residents' family that my mother said she was at the police station last night. Is she losing it? And she says she rode down in a cop car. Is she losing it? And I said, no, she did do that. So that was kind of fun. They love those types of things that they could kind of shock their family with a little bit. I guess we kind of just, whatever day came, we took whatever came and did it. I mean, that's our era. You dealt with whatever came up, and I honestly don't remember any big struggles. I guess my struggle was when I first started, I had a small room, period. And I had a desk, and I didn't even have a desk, I had a telephone and a chair. So my struggle was building it. And thanks to Debbie and everybody, it happened. We ended up in the Rainbow Room, which was wonderful because I'm a pack rat. Well, Debbie gave me a picture for Christmas, and it's a cat, and it had all kinds of paint all over it, paint cans, and it says, I'm not messy, I'm creative. And that's how she looked at me, I believe.
Tina, what about you? Do you have any memories?
Well, I
Just
had
difficult
my
times, you know?
2 sons here, well, not here, but
While you worked
you
here.
know, yes, while working here. And oh my goodness, I've had all kinds of, could be good, bad, and ugly stories.
Well, it was hard.
But a lot of challenges in my life during those 14 years that happened here. And the thing is, the staff here always welcomed me back in, always were there for me, and we were always like family, always stuck together.
One day at a time, when something came up, we dealt with
never
it.
judged anybody for making a bad choice or made that your last understanding of that person. You let it
Yep, that was great.
changeable, you know, in time by actions taken afterwards, which always made things okay and better and let us be here till they didn't want us here no more, I guess.
Well, our activities program here at Mount Washington was critical to what we did, because it's fine if people are clean and well-fed and properly medicated and getting good health care, but if they're not having any fun, there's no quality of life. So it was critical that every one of my staff participated in activities. And I think when I had a full-time activity coordinator, so it was her job to brainstorm things and coordinate things, but I expected every single staff person to be involved. And that included our dances, which took place in the Cleveland Drum. And when we were able to remodel the Cleveland Drum and upgrade it, they were going to put in carpet, and we got a dance floor because we had dances every month. We would have an old-time band come in and play live music for the residents, and I expected every staff person to show up at that dance. And there were some of them that you could not drag them on the dance floor, and that I understand, but I expected them to at least to come and socialize with the residents and make, because we would kind of be the beginning of the energy, and then the residents would get, more involved. I worked a lot of night shifts in this building, not by choice, but I feel like you learn a lot about a building by being here when there's not a lot of other people and a lot of activity going on. One of the noises I would hear is the old, tell me, Steve, what kind of heat did we have? It was a boiler that sent steam through pipes, and of course they were very, very old pipes. So they would creak and bang and rattle, and I think for some people that might be scary and creepy, but for me it was kind of comfort noises, because that meant the heat was kicking in and everything was working, and that's just what it sounded like. So I liked being in this big old building at night. I only had 2 staff on at night, so they had to be people who weren't afraid to be here at night virtually alone.
Any parting words for any of them that maybe couldn't make it today or aren't with us anymore?
Well, I guess I just miss you all. I'm fortunate enough to run into staff here and there in the community, and occasionally I've been a home visit nurse for a number of years and run into residents sometimes that we used to care for here, or people who came in and visited residents, and lots of warm feelings and memories. So I thank the staff for what they made Mount Washington, and I thank the residents for being a part of it. And I thank you guys, because I really feel like Mount Washington is kind of coming full circle, because when Marlis Griffith bought this building from the county in the early 80s, her dream was to have this multifaceted building that had small businesses and living areas, and bring the community in, and now you guys are turning it right back around and doing it again, and I much appreciate it, and I prayed that someone would take this building and do something wonderful with it, so thank you.
I'll never forget is that old elevator, because that thing would take off all by itself. And it would just stop anywhere. You never knew.
Whether somebody was in it or not.
Yeah, exactly. All you could do is hope nobody was.
I think you told me a story one time about the Otis Elevator Company and come out and work on it, is that right?
Yeah, they came out to do a little maintenance on it, and I can't remember his name, but he told me that was the last Otis elevator in existence that he knew of. And he had worked for Lager Quest Elevator for all his life, and he was in his 60s. Well, getting life back into this building would be something that the building needs. It's always had life in it, except for the short time where it sat vacant after the county moved out. But, this place is like a living vessel, and it needs life in it. And I think that you guys are on the right track to put life back in this place, which it needs.
I made great friends here, great coworker friends, great resident friends. The bad part was you get attached to these residents, and then all of a sudden, you could be working your next shift the next day and you find out that they passed away. And trying to help, like if it was a married couple, trying to help that other spouse kind of cope and, you know, get through day by day. That was the hardest part working here. The funnest part was, like I said, seeing all the residents, you know, doing these little party things or the dance downstairs, and, you know, just getting to know all of them. I would say there are no departing words. I've seen, I mean, someone had told me, oh yeah, some guy bought Mount Washington and he's gonna do this and this, and I'm like, huh, what, really? And then a couple of weeks later, I decided, well, I got some time left to spare. I'll just take a little drive, and I take a drive and I see you in the window doing your little video things, and I wave, you come down, I walk out, and there's new friendship, and plus this building gets to live on. It's not dead.
So true.
Right?
So true. What do you think about what's happening here?
Oh, I'm so happy. I love this building. I always did. When I mean, the minute I stepped in here to apply, I fell in love with this building, and it broke my heart to see the videos of what happened to it. And so I am so glad you're doing something with it. It needs some help.
That whatever came up, it was dealt with, and it was dealt with effectively, and it was taken care of, and it was gone. I mean, we had a good administrator.
Debbie Schwagel was
Yeah.
the captain of
Yeah.
the ship, though, and she manned a very tight ship. She did.
She didn't.
She did it well.
Yep.
She did it well. I used to try to avoid that woman and not want to see her or talk to her some days because of what I had to tell her, but at the end, she was always open-minded, understanding, and there to help work through whatever may have to be worked through.
To me, this was a big part of my life. The residents were all not just residents, they were friends. They became part of, like we said, big family. When something happened to one of them, we were devastated. When they had to move on because of maybe Alzheimer's, let's say, it just killed us because we could no longer keep them here safely, but we sure would love to have, because they knew us. Mm-hmm. We knew them. I just wished we could have done something like that more. And I guess as I'm looking for the future of this, I'm thinking this is just fantastic.
Yeah,
You're keeping people here again.
Yeah.
You know, there's
Not
going to be
getting rid of
people
it.
here. I'm just hoping and praying that this all works out for you. I know it's a big endeavor, and I give you kudos right up to the top of the mountain, kid.
You know.
Right up there.
I appreciate it.
Bring it back. Bring it alive again.
Thank you.
It does have a lot of history, memories, good times, bad times, funny times. The thing is, you know, we were all family. We've all had to move on in our own ways, and life has changed for many of us in lots of ways. But the fact is, we still do come together like family at the end, which is great, because this is the best family type deal I've ever had in my life, other than my own, you know, so.
If you can't come with me, I'll understand. Can we meet in the dark? We don't have to say much, and if you have to go, let you go, let you go. Let you go, let the end of the world at the palm of my hand. When it all goes to hell, will you still be my friend? My face to the sea and my back to the